Durag Wisdom here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Earth Date Y2K 20.01.09. Just when you thought the threat from the rich was bad enough, it just got worse with the addition of Mike Bloomberg to the presidential race. And he has the nerve to run as a Democrat when he was the Republican mayor. Curse his name of New York City. The insidiousness of this creep is even scarier than Don Nazi Trump, because Mike Bloomberg is smarter. Why does Mike Bloomberg feel that he has the nerve to finish the job on the Democratic Party that the corporations and the middle-of-the-road moderates like Bill Clinton started? Mike Bloomberg does it because rich people believe that their money talks and everything else is as silent as a tomb. And if we had more rich people in this world who were decent human beings, we would have a better world, because sometimes money does help. And these folks, most of them, want to keep it as far up their fundaments as they possibly can. Bloomberg claims Democratic credits when he really is a Trumpist in disguise. How about that for a conspiracy theory? And remember, I want to call it a conspiracy theory if I think it is, so as not to misguide anyone. But I really believe this, that Bloomberg and Trump, with a cabal of rich, evil fiends, are all working together to undermine the liberal world order to create a planet-wide oligarchy that would make the totalitarianism depicted in 1984 look like something like Sunday in the Park with George Orwell. Bloomberg is also allowed to steal his way into the Democratic Party because it does not know what it is. A big tent party? What does that mean? What? I'm against extremism, but also despise the kind of moderation that leaves a political party virtually without any identification. The Democratic Party. Are they liberals? Are they akin to classic Republicans? Where's the Liberal Party? If Mike Bloomberg is allowed to usurp the leadership of the Democratic Party, we might as well get ready for a Trump return and an end to our Democratic Republic. I can just see Donald and Michael slapping each other on the back over this. What am I going to do if Mike Bloomberg becomes the front runner? I said I would vote for whatever Democrat runs. What am I to do? Steve B., if you're out there, can I have some advice? Ladies and gentlemen, I've lived in New York City for over 45 years and worked in the New York City school system for 28 of those years. I love New York, but despise its school system for many reasons, which I will not go into now. And when Mike Bloomberg became mayor of my city, he did everything in his power to make my teaching job more difficult, not less. He proceeded to try and turn my profession into a business and me, a teacher, into a cog. He destroyed our ability to reach our students by turning every teacher into a test proctor. The most important thing, pass the test, pass the test. What about all the subjects the kids are supposed to learn? Pass the test, pass the test. Bloomberg brought a company from England into our schools to check up on how we teach and how to improve us. Fine, I mean, I love the UK. That's another place I like to visit. But it would have been nice if this millionaire mayor, New York City mayor, moron, used local people for helping us educators to educate. Bloomberg also loved charter schools. Love that. Forget about the traditional public schools. Charter schools, privatized schools that are funded by the public. How absurd can that be? As absurd almost as the fact that The Senate can conduct a partial kangaroo court trial, and most of us, if we're trying to get justice, we got to be careful. We're not going to have to be able to manipulate any trials to our favor. Yeah, Bloomberg loved charter schools, this rich privatizing piece of trash, and introduced the notion of co-location sharing when a traditional public school is forced to house in the same building a whole other school, a charter school. Two principals, two different entrances, who uses the library first, who has more rights to this, to that. Well, under Bloomberg, the charter schools got away with murder. Bloomberg, like most of his rich compatriots, wanted to see an end to traditional public schools. Everything has to be privatized. Except for his first term, when all city workers got raises, Bloomberg gave us nothing. All city workers, teachers, sanitation, police, fire, transit. His final 2 terms gave us nothing. So while he was allowing the police to slam people of color up against the wall to stop and frisk, while he was denying people the right to drink any kind of sweet drink garbage that they wanted, while he was stealing Times Square from street people and giving it to the Disney creeps and other corporate creeps, and while he was allowing for inappropriate building developments in classic neighborhoods, he was screwing public school teachers big time. He was draining the profession of every bit of creativity and of independence, turning teachers instead, as I said before, into cogs of this filthy Bloomberg wheel. The mayors of New York City were only supposed to get no more than 2 terms. But King Mike Bloomberg and his millions bought a 3rd term and more anguish, and he hopes to buy the presidential election too. Please, please don't support this creep. I may have worked another 2 years as a teacher, but retired from this in June of Y2K09. I had been humiliated and undermined enough over the 28 years I worked in the New York City school system. So by the time Mike Bloomberg showed up toward the end of my career, I was sick of the system, but sicker of the people like him who were part of the problem and not of the solution. And by the way, every time I see one of his ads, I shut off the TV. Well, I time shift everything, so I usually will fast forward. But just in case I'm not time shifting something I'm watching, I always shut off his ads. I don't want to look at his phony ads. Out of touch, rich piece of crap who I don't care how he got his money. He's forgotten where he came from if he came from nothing. Because he came back to nothing. Nothing with money. We do not want business people running our government, folks. Business, it does not represent freedom and democracy. When you work for someone, you only have the rights your union gets for you. That is, if your employer allows you to even have a union. When you mix business into the government, you have nothing less than Mike Bloomberg, Donald Trump, and fascism. Please support folks like Liz Warren or Bernard Sanders for president. We've given fascism a try. We've allowed unrestrained capitalism to control our lives for as long as I could remember. We've allowed big business to invade our government in the form of this criminal traitor creep we have in there now, Trump. Why not give socio-capitalism, i.e. democratic socialism, a try? Where is our sense of adventure and our value of courage?